let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
You ever like been on set, right? And like somebody was like talking or doing a scene and then they just like was saying something that's just like so not Chicago that you had to like jump in and it was like, nah, hey, look, bro, we don't do all that up there in the city. This is how we do it. Like you ever came across like any situations like that?
Not exactly why I had to correct somebody and be like, don't say this, but it was parts where I added my own stuff. Like with Mad Dog, I improvised a couple things. Like when I first pulled up on Leon in my first episode, I told him check it out when I was coming up on him from down the block.
Yeah.
And the director was like, well, what does that mean? And then somebody on set told him, she's like, well, I guess that means you're not supposed to check it out.
On the real, don't do not check it out.
In Chicago, somebody say check it out. You do not check
Get the hell out their way.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, but I always try to throw in a little something to just add some realism to it.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. How do you feel about the portrayal of like how they portray like Chicago? Like just from like my point of view, like if we like go to Power, you know what I'm saying? Like in Power, they portrayed it like the Italians or Caribbean was just like killers and they was drilling and moving. But being from the city, we know like it don't really go like that here. You know, so how does that make you feel? Like is that it's like how they portray our city?
Well, like when it comes to like media and the portrayal of like our city, I understand like the shows that do want to focus on the violence, like Force. You know, Force is a crime show, so of course they're gonna focus on that aspect of it. But I feel like a lot of like other projects and things like that, they sort of maximize and only capitalize on the negative aspects of Chicago. Like why can't like LA, but most of the time when somebody has a show in LA, it's about like how good the city look. They cruising down like, you know what I'm saying, the street or something like that. I wish we had like more projects that focused on a positive aspect. Because even on like a wider scale beyond film and television, the media pushes this agenda that Chicago is this horrible place, you know? And obviously we know it's not all bad. It's bad parts of it, but you know, it's good things to be celebrated about the city as well.
Yeah, definitely, man. Cause I definitely like just seeing some stuff and it ain't even like major. It's like on Tubi and stuff like that. And they just portray Chicago as like we ignorant,
Yeah.
we violent, and we just like don't have no self-respect or respect for one another. And it's just like it's nothing like that. It's so much more. Don't get me wrong, it's places you go where you encounter the wrong thing, but this city is so much more than what they put on TV. Like they like make it like north, south, east, west is like we all the same, and it's not. It's different. So I wish, we definitely got to figure out like how we can like really dig in and focus more on what's this city really like and try to erase that negative image out of the world's head. You know
Because like Chicago is a business city. Like we're very industrial, we're very entrepreneurial. Even like doing this, like this is something you guys put together and created.
Yeah.
It's a lot of this. Like that's kind of what the city is about. It's not about the killings and all that. That's just something that happens, unfortunately.
Everywhere too.
Yeah.
A lot of people they think crime is just saturated on one part of the world, one part of a city. It's crime everywhere. It's just about how media outlets, how we were talking about before the camera was on, how we talk about how media outlets, how they set up certain stories or set up certain narratives for cities and things like that. I definitely think Chicago is one city that gets probably overreported and over sensationalized. And what's another city like Baltimore? Philly, like those East Coast segments of cities. But describe what's like a typical day like on set. Was Force filmed in Chicago or was it filmed like somewhere else?
Force was filmed in Chicago, and we filmed in like very local areas, residential areas where people would typically live and hang out. And I believe production, they pay people to sort of stay in the house and things like that so we can have that area. So
they pay you to stay in the house?
Yeah.
Because, you know, I know a lot of productions, I've worked on production where we use like sets and we build it and it's kind of like artificial in a way. And that's fun too. But for a show like Power, they wanted that more grounded, realistic approach to it.
Yeah.
So that day, pretty much, we pull up to base camp first. We don't pull up straight to the location. We pull up to where all the trailers are parked at and things like that. You go to your trailer. Typically, you have like your wardrobe and stuff set up. You go to like hair and makeup. You get breakfast, water, things like that. Then they sort of shuttle you over to the location. You have a bit of a rehearsal time, not too much rehearsal. They don't really rehearse a lot in film and television. That's more like theater. They'll have you run through the lines like for like 20, maybe not even 20 minutes, honestly. And then you shoot again and again and again because you got to get this angle, you got to get that angle, you got to get your face, they face. And this goes on for like hours. Like a typical day on set is a full day. You know, and then
like 12 hours, 12 hours, stuff like that.
That's typical 8 to 12 hours, sometimes longer. Like if it's daytime when you started, the sun gonna be down by the time you finish.
And that's for how many days straight?
Until when is it? Like it depends on like your role and how many days you working. I did a movie that was every day for 3 weeks.
21 days straight, you going.
Except the weekends. You get the weekends.
Okay,
you get the weekends off.
Okay.
You say 3 weeks every day. At what point did you say, I'm getting a little ready to wrap this up?
So this ain't working. You know?
Yeah. It was always working, but I got tired though because that was like when it was my first movie, and it's like I had so much excitement. Adrenaline can carry you a long way.
Yeah.
But that day 4, I'm like, I ain't slept. You know, I got all these lines because you got to film all day, and then you got to go home and learn your lines for the next day. So you don't really got that much time to rest. You know what I'm saying?
You telling me that? I'm just sitting here thinking like, how the hell did Charlie Sheen do it?
You know how he did.
So you say a typical day for actors is anywhere from 8 to 12 hours. So this man filming for 8 to 12 hours, then he going to get high and get drunk for the rest of it. Man, hey, look.
Keep you up.
Yeah, I can. I'm gonna stick to music production.